I had pulled over and checked the load securement on my trailer, and once my check was complete and I finished my walk around of the vehicle, I got back in and started up the entrance ramp onto the interstate. And once I merged into the lane of travel, I was struck at a pretty high rate of speed from a Ford F-350 from behind that caused my truck and trailer to swerve. And it was after I started noticing some odd signs later the evening after the accident, I made an appointment to go in because I'd noticed some tingling and some numbing in my legs later that evening. And once I spoke with the ER doc, he referred me to a chiropractor, and I went, and he told me that there was a possibility I would have further pain management needs. The chiropractor reviewed the X-rays and explained to me about the injuries that were sustained. I had 2 fractures in my lower back, which is known as a pars fracture, which caused a disc and a nerve, a disc to be herniated and a nerve to become pinched in L5 S1. He did, to the best of his ability, try and alleviate some pain, and we just couldn't get there. He referred me out for longer pain management, and that was at the point in time that I decided to seek counsel. And I'm very happy that I did, because come to find out, the injuries were more severe than what an overworked ER doctor reading an X-ray led me to believe. So it's always best to get a second opinion when you're talking about long-term effects on your body. Honestly, the worst, I guess the worst part of that was trying to explain to an 11-year-old girl why Dad couldn't, run and jump off, tree limbs anymore, and why Dad couldn't get to the point where he was exercising on a regular basis because his body hurt, and that entail adds weight to you, and it's kind of a domino effect that, once you start going in a downward trajectory, the only thing that you can do is start to look after yourself. That's limited interaction with your kid. It's limited interaction in her sports. On, you've got to really take a spectator role when, you go from being a hands-on dad to a spectator. It's a pretty hard blow to your self-esteem, knowing that you can't do what you once did. The process that it takes to get from, the point of injury until the point of resolution, I never in a million years would I have thought that it would have been as difficult of a road, even with as good of attorneys as I had. Had I known what I was looking at in the beginning, I would have probably called, Hamilton and Wingo first before I even went after the second doctor for longer pain management, just because the amount of medical bills that add up. Knowing that there is legislation in place to protect people that were injured in motor vehicle accidents and work injury accidents. You can get into a legal option payment where you don't have the stress of monthly minimums on credit card bills, and creditors won't be coming to your door wanting to know when your next payment's going to be. And throughout the whole process, that on the financial side and the emotional side were probably the worst aspects. You grow up as a guy, and guys deal with pain. That's the stigma, at least, or the expectation of society. Oh, you're a big guy, you can take it. Well, sometimes the emotional side of that's 100 times worse than the physical side. So, and that was something that wasn't really realized until it was too late. And if I hope I never have to go through anything like this again, but if I do, hands down, an attorney will be my first call. You know, you know, people that are in similar situations. You know, of course, if you're looking at severe injuries, you know, on scene, of course, follow the direction of medical staff and things like that. But I would absolutely 100% make a phone call to make sure that you were protected legally and financially. See, most people think that when you call an attorney that all you're out for is money. Nobody ever thinks about, you know, the financial ramifications that it would have on you, even if you're in an accident that's not your fault. Calling an attorney can stop demand letters from medical facilities. You know, if you look at it in a whole as protecting yourself medically, of course, first and foremost, and financially second, you know, I don't know why anybody wouldn't call an attorney. Not after being gone through this entire process myself. If I ever knew anybody that needed an attorney, of course, you know, these guys would be the first ones on the referral list for sure.